Yeah. So once again, I'm back live. Um, it's interesting. Um, Very interesting. A lot of stuff been going on. Rainy day in Virginia. A lot of stuff. Uh, how do we feel about October? It's an interesting month. A lot of surprises going on. I don't know what the rest of the year brings, but there's gonna be a lot of stuff this year brings. I say buckle up and fasten your seatbelts because it could be a wild one. I think I have Chak and Nitty come on tonight. We're gonna break down a couple of things. A lot of things need to be broken down. I don't think that people understand the direness or the reality of the situation, which is going on today. People more worried about, I don't know, Emmy Udoka and what's his name, Nia Long situation, I guess, right? Which is interesting. But well, thanks. I think I'm gonna discuss a couple of topics tonight. They probably need to be discussed. Hurricane Ian might be one of them, but some things about the so-called climate crisis. So there's been a lot of things. The climate crisis, so-called, right? We got most stuff going on in there. I can just talk about it one time. I actually even gotta go back through my notes, right? And find out what the hell is going on around here. Correct. Yeah, I gotta find out what's going on. And let's see. All right. One thing we gotta talk about is that so-called movie called The Woman King. I know that kind of flopped out. But it's a topic I really need to talk about. And I need to have my disclaimer. Fair use copyright disclaimer on Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance made for fair use purposes, criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use of the use permitted by copyright statute otherwise might be infringing.
If you record podcasts and videos remotely with Riverside, your content will look and sound so good no one will know you record in your mom's basement. From your laptop on a web browser, Riverside automatically records audio and video locally on you and your guest computers and simultaneously uploads it to the cloud. So you get crystal clear files that can...
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Peach, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, so, yeah, what's going on, man?
All right, man. Just catching the rest of these, finish up the rest of these little football games. Not much. Chilling.
Oh, okay. What do you think?
Yeah, I guess they paying out pretty good, you know.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the football game right now. Daggone what Bill Gates say, Civil War is coming.
Civil War?
Yeah. Civil War, that's what he say. I'm gonna play the video for you. He say Civil War is coming and the election will be hung. What does he know? Let me play the video. I want you to hear it. I already put out my disclaimer before you came on, but I want you to hear this. Your thoughts. Maybe we're gonna go ahead and play it.
So here's a story from Business Insider. Bill Gates says political polarization may bring it all to an end and could even lead to a civil war. I saw this headline and I was like, wow, that's really interesting thing of him to say, but so what? A lot of people have said that. And then I actually scroll down and read the quote. He says, I admit that political polarization may bring it all to an end. We're going to have a hung election and a civil war. Yeah, he didn't say we might. He says we are. We are going to have a hung election and a civil war. Now, I wonder, could this be because Bill Gates reads The Bulwark? Because we talked about that last week. And I don't know if you saw the story. The Bulwark published an article about how the Civil War could start. And I think they make an interesting point that come the midterms, you got right-wing people and left-wing people showing up to the polls. Duh, it's an election. And they're accusing each other of impropriety or something. A fight breaks out. Someone's armed. Someone gets shot. There's a viral video of someone being killed in a polling place. That's what the Bulwark said. I don't know for sure, but I do think that if you already have people who don't trust the election, they're of course going to show up to polling places. I mean, what, even 5 people maybe at each place? And then you're going to get Antifa types and leftist types, and they're going to show up as well. And then what happens?
Well, his comments are very important here because he said specifically, I quote, I have no experience with it. I'm not going to put my money on it because I don't know how to spend it, saying pretty much that it's guaranteed. But then he also went on and later made the points that it's polarization and the lack of trust that is the main problem, specifically pointing at Robert Kennedy as someone who, of course, criticized him. And he's using this concern, which a large majority of the American people have. A lot of people think there's going to be a civil war in this country, according to many polls. He's using this fear in order to galvanize pressure on people criticizing him. So this is another aspect to also understand here with his latest kind of salacious comments.
I love this idea that like Bill Gates is sitting in his living room, like watching TV. And then he just comes across this news story about Robert Kennedy criticizing him. And he said, what about me? There's going to be a civil war in this country. Like he thinks that.
But the article also talks about how part of the problem is misinformation, right? And we know that misinformation is a catch-all term that is used to describe anything that the left doesn't agree with.
Yep.
You know.
Here's my favorite part though. He says, quote, I have no expertise in that. I'm not going to divert my money to that because I wouldn't know how to spend it, says the guy who owns more farmland than anyone else in the United States. So, I start to wonder about that. Because when he started buying up farmland, we talked about it.
Right.
And we were like,
creepy.
Why is he doing this?
Right.
Good investment, maybe. Now he's like, oh yeah, and by the way, there's going to be a civil war. And it's like, is that why you're because here's what I said when he was like, I wouldn't know what to do. I said, it's simple, like build a bunker. I mean, what I actually said was get a corporate laundromat and hire 8 German guys to start digging underneath one of your machines, He's watching Better Call Saul. So
yeah, I mean, he's also working on a lot of interesting projects. He's introducing a new kind of patented GMO corn into Africa, which allegedly is going to be helping them deal with hunger and the climate. And in reality, he wants to get people off of meat. He wants people to stop using cows, chickens, pigs in order to fight climate change. And he's doing this with GMO corn.
Is this corn going to be the kind that has no seeds? You know how there was like Monsanto
Stop right there. You heard that, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, okay. So he talking about political polarization and a civil war. What's your thoughts?
Yep. I always say a lot of these things are projections, not prophecies, these are projections. So if they got the money and the power to project what they're actually saying, they can make it come true because they orchestrating the shit. You know what I mean? They say there's a famine coming. Well, obviously they can orchestrate that famine. If they saying that there's a cashless society coming, I mean they orchestrating it. Ain't no prophecy, nigga. That's a projection. You know what I mean? Something? Civil war? That's a projection because they have the power to not allow it to happen.
You know something? Yesterday I was in take the sweater off. Yesterday I was in Starbucks and I had to meet a lady to sign something. She wanted me to do a contract for an event or something like that. And yesterday was the first day Starbucks went cashless. Ain't that something? So just by happenstance, I happened to go there to meet somebody. That's the first day they went cashless.
Oh wow!
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
What up? What up?
What's going on, bro?
The Nitty. What's up, Nitty?
Shit, just maintaining, man. Trying to keep our thoughts together, man. You know. Shit.
Yeah. You got a little echo, you know.
Is it still echoing and shit? Damn.
Yeah.
No, let me put these damn headphones.
Yes, Monel, they are putting fear in the people. That's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. But let me continue this thing. It gets better.
Monsanto seeds that did that specifically.
Right,
So
right,
farmers had to keep buying it from them. Farmers were sued even for cross-pollination
Exactly.
previously before. It's still unknown the details of what's happening here, but Bill Gates was one of the major backers of Monsanto, which introduced corn, which is heavily subsidized and creates high fructose corn syrup, which is banned in many places around the world.
So wait. They produced corn that made no seeds.
They produced a number of agricultural products that produced no seeds, so the farmer always had to buy the seeds from Monsanto and be dependent on them.
Right. No, I get that. And I know there's like seedless watermelon. I'm just imagining.
I'm wondering about how seedless corn would work, since all corn is seeds, right? So,
I think
as I said, that I was like trying to visualize. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's
sterilized.
Yeah.
So it can regrow.
Corn. Yeah. So
but I'm wondering. I mean, like. Seedless fruits, things like that. We have seedless grapes. I'm just wondering, it's like I'm imagining a dystopian future where people find seeds and they're like, we're saved, and they plant them and they get one crop, and then there's no reproduction.
And there's nothing. Yeah, exactly.
And then it's over.
Yeah, that's why they have those seed vaults in the Arctic.
Svalbard.
Right.
Yeah, it's in what is that, Norway, or
I think it's Norway.
Is it Norway? Svalbard.
Yeah.
The seed vault where they store all those seeds, because I guess we don't want to die.
Yeah, we don't want to die. I think it's a good idea.
Humans have grown quite fond of living.
Yes.
Most of them, at least. Yeah.
I just played y'all a little snippet of scenario. What's the scenario? That's what I'm not even go through the whole video. You look at this video, but what I'm saying, I'm just letting you know what the deal is. GMO, civil war, unrest, poverty. This is basically what he's talking about. Now, my take on this is, I already knew it was going to happen 2 years ago. I told you about it years ago. It's just that daggone the clock is ticking now. We're getting close to 2023 now. It's all about to go down. It's the month of October. What is your October surprise? What are you waiting on? Here we go. Get ready for the ride of your life. I can talk all you want. I just to bring it up. He just go ahead.
Can y'all hear me or no?
I mean,
Does it still has echo?
Yeah, but it's not good though.
I'm trying to get this Bluetooth together. Yeah, this shit seems like it's just crazy, man.
I just want to talk to
These motherfuckers been doing shit like this. You can go to the store and you know what I'm saying. You can find seeds with fruits with no seeds in them and shit, vegetables and shit, man. These motherfuckers been doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, there's something going on. I mean, that lets you know that this is shadow government. It's not just the government involved in this, because they're letting Bill Gates do all this shit, run amok and do whatever he wants, man. So that lets you know that there's something that's going on. You know, somebody else is pulling Biden strings, you know, not just people that we don't know about, because they're letting this dude Bill Gates do whatever he want to do.
We're gonna talk about Biden in a minute too. Something he did, which gonna make your head. So go ahead, Shaq.
Yeah. Oh man. Wow.
Is it the Wheel of Fortune?
Oh, of course, man. Because one of the things we got to ask: how did these guys become gain the type of wealth that they gain, billionaires, and be able to?
I'm about to get into that.
How did they obtain this type of wealth where they can have? They're not now. They can now. This just past couple of years, they told us that we was displaying with some disinformation, and we weren't doctors. We didn't go to school to be doctors. So how is these guys, Bezos and Bill Gates and some of the other guys, so how are these guys able to participate in bio studies and all this shit? They ain't got no degrees in that, right? They ain't got no degrees in agriculture.
They got money.
So they can just buy, so you can buy your way in those industries.
They got money. I'm about to show it.
Okay, let's go. Because I'm just curious.
Well, first of all, no. I got time tonight. Let me go over some other stuff first.
Catching on fire and burn.
Welcome back to the Big Sunday.
Because speaking of that, they just made a bill, Frank, in your state. They just made Newsom just signed a bill basically that allow doctors to be charged with misinformation. Basically, doctors will going to be silenced for COVID-19 misinformation. That's going on down there in California. So you will be silenced for COVID-19 misinformation.
You talking about doctors? You talking about people? The doctors that's trying to push the misinformation, they gonna be that's what he's saying.
Well, you know what I mean. Same thing. I got banned from. Yeah, they gonna be banned as doctors. They could lose their medical license.
So they talk. If they talking like us, then they gonna lose it. They gonna lose it.
That part. Wow. That's right. You can look it up.
Yeah, I seen that, but I thought it was. I knew, you know, because Biden. Gavin Newsom, you know, he ain't for us at all. So I kind of knew. I was like, damn. Yeah, I think. Wait, what happened?
Yeah, I think they had a reparations task force in California. I think he vetoed that too.
Oh, he vetoed it. Oh, interesting. So he tried to make it seem like he was for it and shit, and then he vetoed it.
You can look it up. I think I read something about that.
That's what I told people, man. I told people, man.
It's called bait and switch, baby.
Yeah, it's a bait and switch. I told people about Gavin Newsom, man. I told people, man.
You look at Gavin Newsom will sign up as a reparations man.
That's what I'm saying. See, the thing is, no, because my thing is, because the Democrats are some Democrats are for it. That's why I'm like, okay. And I seen some shit a little while back to where he was like he was trying to say he was for it too and trying to sign some shit, do something. And then remember that was around that time when he
for universal basic income.
That's when he was that Bruce's Beach thing where they that was around that time. So I'm thinking, okay, but I don't trust Gavin Newsom. He a piece of shit, man. That's Nancy Pelosi's fucking nephew, man. So it's all the same thing. It's all in the same gang, man. I don't trust none of these people.
Well, let me get before I show Shaq something about these guys. Well, let me show you this video. Show you how. I told you Joe Biden was a liar, and I told you don't trust the student loans. It's a lie, Shaq. Don't you say we get played? Didn't you say, Shaq, we get played a lot?
Yes, sir.
I'm about to
They
show
get
you how.
paid.
I'm
and
about
we
to show
get
you how
paid,
Joe
baby.
Biden done played you in less than a month. He done played you again. Made you look like I said you're a slave to my page, my rhyme book. Because this some foul stuff right here.
Today's show. So the White House quietly reversed its student loan program rules, saying borrowers with federal loans issued and managed by private banks now no longer qualify for forgiveness. This comes as at least 6 states are suing the Biden administration over its forgiveness program. I put that in quotes because obviously it's a heist. But Joe Biden is doubling down.
We can afford to cancel $10,000 in student debt and $20,000 if you had a Pell Grant. For Americans making under 125 grand. I don't want to hear a word from those members of Congress, you notice, whose families got tens of thousands of dollars and several $1 million in pandemic relief loan forgiveness. The same ones criticizing. Give me a break, come on.
Raymond, give me a break. Come on. But, you know, I think this is a mistake because ultimately you're going to have more people peeved off that they're going to have to pay for other people for getting terrible degrees that they're never going to be able to pay off than those who are receiving the benefit. So I think it was a mistake. What say you?
Well, it is a mistake. I mean, that's why all of these states are suing him. First of all, he doesn't have the executive authority to do this. He's not the purse strings. That's Congress's job. So to just wave away this debt. Now, and then the changing rules, that's an admission that he knows. The White House knows it went too far. I mean, these rules are contracting faster than Army Hammer's dating pool. I mean, it's vanishing, okay? But they're invoking something called the HEROES Act. This is what they're hanging this entire loan forgiveness on. It was a 2003 act, and it allows the Secretary of Education to waive or reform certain student aid programs. The federal government should be out of this entirely. And frankly, I don't mean to grind on the Republicans today, but I will. The education.
Who did you wrong, Raymond?
Somebody did. They should be melting down these federal agencies. That's what they should be calling for. And the education department is a classic example because this kind of mischief is what ensues when the president has so much dominion. Some of that land has to contract for Biden and any other executive.
Totally agree with you. We need to get rid of a lot of agencies. You know, Anita, now there's 770,000 people where they're like, yeah, just kidding.
Yeah.
How does that go over? So, I mean, you know.
Just add them to the group of people who are mad that the ones who already paid their student loans back, right? So now you have a whole lot of very upset people. But just back to the Department of Education for 1 minute. So the lawsuit states that the Department of Education is required under the law to collect the balance of these loans.
Right.
And so the question is, does the president have the authority to override it? They say no, and the Biden administration says yes, they do. I think this is going to be very interesting.
Well, and he already said pandemic over, and it's premised on the fact there's a national emergency.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
All right, Jimmy, I saved this one for you.
Come on.
So bring us home. All right, so there's also another major reversal from Democrats. Nancy Pelosi yanked a bill that would have limited how members of Congress can trade the stock market. I wonder why. Listen.
What she's saying is she's criticizing the failure to bring it up.
Well, you have to have the votes to bring it up.
You don't think you have the votes?
Well, we'll see. We'll work to have the vote. We don't go from one day to the next. But I think we should have legislation.
I mean, her husband's been cut.
I was going to say,
but so the New York Times also found that nearly 20% of members of Congress reported trades in companies that are influenced by their committees.
Yep.
So what say you go on, my
To be
friend.
clear, when she said we don't have the votes, she meant at her dinner table. We don't have the votes. We took a poll when we were passing the mashed potatoes, and he has extra time to day trade now that he doesn't have a license these days. So she definitely doesn't want to see this thing happen. But every American thinks this is a scam. And we start with this just basic fact. These people make $170,000 a year. Somehow they're worth 40 or 50 million bucks. I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? How do we have 87,000 IRS agents to look at my taxi driving receipts from 2012, but we don't go after all of these congressmen getting rich? That's the scam.
Well, I love how Pelosi's now saying they don't have the time to read the bill.
Yeah.
Well, if you
really?
didn't let them proxy vote, maybe they'd have the time to come into the office.
That didn't stop them on Obamacare, the inflation
They never have the time to read the bill. It's 90,000 pages. You get it the night night before, usually under a fake name, like We Like Puppies. And then you read it and it's like some climate thing.
They're too busy vacationing in France and then lying about, well, who was the Cynthia
Representative.
Thank you. All right. Good discussion, guys.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.
So I love this group. This is for Patriots. I've been using so much of their stuff. This is a great.
That shit sound like Freddie gonna.
Yo, what's up? The hell was that?
My bad, man. My bad.
You good, man?
But man, look, all these motherfuckers do is lie, man. That's all it is lie. This is the public relations sector of the propagandists. You know what I'm saying? Edward Bernays been talking about this shit for the longest time and been displayed this type of shit for the longest time. I mean, come on, dude. We gotta, like, come on, seriously, dog. You know what I'm saying? We gotta really, just, see this shit for what it is, man, because it is what it is. These people, you know what I'm saying? They don't give a damn about us, man. Biden's lying, you know what I'm saying? Pelosi lying, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, that's their job, man. How do you know a politician is lying? But when his lips move, it's that simple. It's that simple. You see what I'm saying? I'm not surprised, man. I seen some cat at work today. He like, man, vote. You know what I'm saying? Vote for Trump next time. I'm like, man. My thing is this, man. Trust me, bro. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not no damn Democrat any damn way. You know what I'm saying? But one thing is just the whole establishment is corrupted from the start, man.
Check in.
Yo, Chak.
Is he on? Hey, what's up? Yeah, you say, yeah, that's right. Sorry about the passing your father. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate that, y'all. Cut dog. Appreciate that, man. That's real shit. That's real shit.
Oh, you.
Yo, Chak.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay, work.
Yeah, you got it.
hear me?
Frank. Go ahead.
Do I still got that echo?
Yeah.
I gotta
You good,
get
Chak?
another cord. I'm trying to get this Bluetooth to where I don't know what the
Yeah, I'm trying to get back on the screen. I hear y'all. My tablet is acting up.
You are on the screen.
That shit's tripping. But yeah, these people are liars, man. They're manipulators. Let me get these headphones on. This damn Bluetooth. I forgot how to. I don't know why it's not working now. But they're liars and manipulators, man. That's all they do is lie, man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man. So, it's just lying and bullshit, and you know what I'm saying? Cheating and scandals and stuff, man. But I'm not surprised, man. You know what I'm saying? They's gonna keep lying and keep bullshitting us, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we let them. We're letting these people do this, man. We keep voting. You know what I'm saying? They know that most people are insane. We live in an insane world to where we're going to keep doing different things and expecting different outcomes. Something's wrong with us. It's us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for letting these people get away with this shit. I guess we don't think this shit is too bad. We still letting these motherfuckers do this shit. We're still participating. You know what I'm saying? In all this foolishness that they doing, man. So, I mean, I'm not gonna say I can see why they're doing this, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, I can see how they're getting away with it. That's a good way to put it. These people don't give a damn about us, but yeah, man, it's interesting, man. It's a bunch of lies, You know, but then like they were saying, he doesn't have the power for that student loan thing, dude. He does not have the power. Congress has to step in. You know, they just make it. He's over the military. That's it. That's like really he's over, man. I don't understand why. Yeah. No, it's just echoing and shit. Hold on, let me get these headphones. I mean, am I right? He's only over the military. I don't understand why they make it seem like the president is like Superman or something. They make it seem like this dude's like the end all be all or something. You know what I'm saying? We really, really pathetic to us people, man. Like,
all right, look what I got on the screen.
Hold up.
Virtual kids born in the metaverse could become more common next 50 years, according to AI expert. Believe parents will want to care for their children in virtual reality, using a headset to feel like they're really with a CGI kid. This is scary stuff right here. Oh. These virtual kids could be less like the real thing that can be switched off at the touch of a button.
Boy, so you mean to tell me that so this is AI?
Yeah,
you're making virtual children. Wow, bro. But see, we the type of people that think this type of stuff is cool, though. We the type of people that think that this stuff is all right. This shit is sick, man. This shit is sick, dude.
All right, Shaq, you back?
I'm in the building.
Do I still got an echo? Do I still got an echo?
I don't hear it right
now.
now.
It's good. It's good now. Yeah, I don't hear it.
But yeah, Shaq, this is an article about children being in the metaverse, making virtual children. They say by the year 2050, make your child feel like they're an AI thing. Yeah, man, there's some wild stuff. I'll pull it up for you. BJ ain't gonna lie to you. BJ gonna say, the world will become dangerously overpopulated. It's not supported by data. Other global is set to continue increasing. It is due to eventually flatten and slow down. All right, here we go right here. Look at this, yo. Okay. These virtual kids will be just like the real thing. They can be switched off at the touch of a button. And Campbell argues they'll help the world with overpopulation. Virtual kids born in the metaverse could become common next 50 years, according to an AI expert. There you go, Shaq. There you got it. Think about virtual children, huh? Interesting.
Virtual children, wow.
No?
Man, these people are sick, man. That's all I can say, dog.
Yeah, I see. All right, Shaq, let me bring that good news to you, or the bad news. Whichever one it is.
I noticed nobody's boycotting that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's boycotting, the millions of trillions of dollars that they send into Ukraine, right? Nobody's You see, the stuff that we should be on, we're not on. We're not on.
All right, Shaq.
We some cowards.
10 richest men double their fortunes in pandemic, where 99% of the humanity fall. So this is about new billionaire is minted every 26 hours. There's inequality contributes to the death of one person every 4 seconds. The world's 10 richest men more than double their fortune from $700 billion to 1.5 children at a rate of $15,000 per second on 1.3 billion a day during the first 2 years of a pandemic that has seen the outcomes of 99% of humanity fall and over 160 million more people forced into poverty. So look at those big numbers. Billionaires' wealth has risen more since COVID-19 began in the last 14 years. At $5 trillion, this is the biggest surge in billionaire wealth since records began. A one-off 99% tax on the 10 richest men's pandemic windfalls could pay to make vaccines for the world, to provide universal health care and social protection, fund climate adaptation, and reduce gender-based violence in over 80 countries. All this while still leaving these men $8 billion better off than they were before the pandemic. Central banks have pumped trillions of dollars into financial markets to save the economy. Yet much of it is meant to line up pockets of billionaires. Vaccines were meant to end the pandemic, yet rich governments allow pharma billionaires and monopolies to cut off the supply of billions of people. The result is that every kind of inequality imaginable risk is rising. Chak, out of that article I've been reading from oxfam.org, what's your thoughts? You brought it up. What do you think about it?
Another example, man. How we continue to get paid, man. How is they getting paid off this stuff, man? Like I said, how do they benefit, yo?
Is it the Wheel of Fortune?
Amazon Prime. All day long.
Okay, it is the Wheel of Fortune.
All day long.
Okay. Frank,
I don't see no IRS tax them, like old girl said.
No. Frank, is it the Wheel of Fortune?
Hell yeah, but see that's why they did this shit though, right?
Yeah.
That's the only reason why they did this whole scandemic, transdemic shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole, like damn man, we don't see and shit. And as we got family members and we got people talking about take the jab and pushing this shit. See that? I mean, they know that a lot of people, man, have that cognizant dissonance. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are just are just really suffer from like a Stockholm syndrome kind of like thing. We're not thinking, man. You know what I'm saying? It's emotions, reactions. We don't be thinking at all, man. It's sad, man. You know what I'm saying? So, it's basically a monopoly, man. You know what I'm saying? They winning. That's the whole reason why they even did this shit in the first place. You know what I'm saying? And they winning by sending all that money to Ukraine too. It's just, they do this type of, they do certain things for a reason, man. That's real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes, Frank. Now, I gotta bring up something that's very, very sick. I just want y'all to see this. I hope y'all can bear with me on this. It's disgusting, but we gotta talk about this feminism movement. Gotta at least talk about it, If I can find the damn thing. Oh yeah, they got a lot of robot orders too. Robot orders increased to 40% during the pandemic to help with labor shortages.
They're doing certain things like this to usher certain, some of this stuff in, man, slowly but surely.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Mike can't find what I'm looking for. Yeah, Mike can't find it. I have to look for it. Hold on for a minute. Y'all go ahead, because Chak, I know you got some more to say about these billionaires. I catch you. I gotta look for this article. All right.
I mean, it kind of makes sense though because they look at how they let China buy toll roads and ports and shit like that out here. You know what I'm saying? Or I guess we gave it to them, because the debt. I don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? They let all these other countries own shit out here. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look at it like this. Even the central bank, that's not even owned by Americans like that. You know what I'm saying? The Federal Reserve and shit, that's not owned by no damn Americans. You know what I'm saying? That's owned by a conglomerate of different groups of people from different countries. So I mean, I'm gonna put that like this country is bought up too by a bunch of foreigners too. That's why they do all this stuff for foreigners and people of different nations. You could just they're kind of making it kind of obvious now. Like, okay, y'all doing this. This is foreigners own most of the shit, huh? Okay, you know what I mean? It's been the corporation since 1871. It's been a corporation. You see what I'm saying?
All right, look here, guys. I'm about to play something that's very disgusting, right? Let me get my copyright action right, because they like the copyright strike a dude, right? But I gotta play this, man. It is bad. This can be bad. This can make your head spin, Frank. I don't even know if you've seen it. I'm not sure you want to see it. We gotta talk about this feminist movement, okay? It's really getting out of hand. So let me go ahead and make my disclaimer. Fair use, copyright disclaimer on Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1970 allows made for fair use purposes, criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, research. Fair use of the use permitted by copyright statute, otherwise might be infringing. All right, let me make some head spin tonight. This is what I wanted to show y'all. This is some crazy crap.
I'm BDF, baby daddy free. That mean I ain't got a baby coming out of me. So I'm ABORTING. On my way to the clinic, I forgot the plan B. Let's go. Bitch, I got murder on my mind. Let's go. Bitch, I got murder on my mind. Let's go. Yeah, bitch, I got murder on my mind. Let's go. Bitch, I got murder on my mind. I forgot the plan B. Ain't no cuffing me. You can't put me on the show outside with the team. All these having babies, but that ain't finna be me. Said he wanna settle down.
Okay. All right. That is sick as hell. That is some sick crap, man. This is a woman rapping in front of Planned Parenthood talking about she got murder on her mind and she got to play it. She don't need to Plan B. Do you realize how sick this is, man? You know how sick this crap is? I mean, you can't just think about this video right here.
We have no women. We don't got no women, man. Fuck it. I mean, I'm just gonna say it. People might get mad. People might get mad. We have no women, man. Because you gotta look at it like this. If we did, you know what I'm saying? They'd be protesting this and shit just as much as they was protesting not being able to kill their babies. They would be on this. They'd be protesting every day. They would you know what I'm saying, go to the record stations. They would whatever record company, you know what I'm saying, these or independent, whatever the fucking record label they're under, they would shut that down. But they're in cahoots with this. You know what I'm saying? They feel the same way. You
go ahead, Chak. I know you got something to say about this.
No, Frank cooking, man. Go get it in, Frank. I'll probably just tap in every now and again. He right.
We don't have no women, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? This right here went too far. It just went too far, man. You see what I'm saying? And they talking about they mad at us going overseas and shit. I see why we're going overseas, man. I see why we're getting passports and shit. I see why we going to Dominican Republic, because in places like that, because they might be a third world country, whatever the heck you want to say, but at least the women have more pride and more dignity about themselves and their group of people than out here. And this is supposed to be the most wealthiest, richest country in the world. You see what I'm saying? The most richest with propaganda and bullshit and lies. You see what I'm saying? But you're right. This is definitely a feminist movement, man. That's a good thing to link this up with the feminist movement, man. I don't want to hear no women say nothing about so-called black men no more. I don't want to hear nothing. Y'all just got to take that L, eat it up. Take the L. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might as well categorize yourself as something else now, because you kind of already did, because even when Ice Cube was doing the thing for, you know what I'm saying, the little 10-point plan, you know what I'm saying? the thing with and he wanted to meet with Trump. They was even saying, oh, what about black women? What you gonna do for black women? So basically they're letting us know, you know what I'm saying, in so many words that we're a separate group. So we're just gonna keep on being a separate group. Y'all gonna keep on humiliating yourself, looking crazy, you know what I'm saying, twerking and just keep on doing that, man. Cause I mean, I'm not saying, the men are any better, because we doing a bunch of weird shit too, but damn, that I never seen nothing like this. Is like takes the cake right here. You see what I'm saying? I mean, and for you to say that you got murder on your mind, and you know what I'm saying, at the Planned Parenthood, see, that's psychologically, that's programming these females to actually, you know what I'm saying, because they're already getting abortions anyway. But I'm saying this is psychological. This now you making it cool. Now you making it a fad and a trend to go get abortions and shit. This is sick. Something is wrong with these people. Homegirl should be, how they say, canceled. They always use them stupid ass words. Canceled. Homegirl should be canceled, right? But she's not. She's not. You see what I'm saying? I bet. You know what? You know what? You should go to that video. See how many views that mug got. See how many likes and views that she got. BJ, you should do that. You should go back to the video and see how much likes and views it got. And that right there lets you know right there.
No. I'm not getting into that. I'm not getting into that. You know why? Because I'm gonna show you something else. Like I always say, Frank, it's more than one person. Okay? This one of y'all favorite rappers. I don't even. She got a nice. This woman got a nice song. But let's play this.
Rapper Lotto teams up with the nation's largest abortion business, Planned Parenthood, to advocate for the killing of unborn children. That is this week's Speak Out segment. In her public service announcement, the 23-year-old says she is not okay with the Supreme Court taking away a woman's so-called right to kill her own child and condemned pro-life laws in effect across the country. She even goes as far as to say that the government is forcing women to give birth and become moms.
The Supreme Court took away our right to abortion, so now politicians are banning abortion, and millions of people live in states where it's illegal. I'm not okay with it. We have to decide whether and when we want to be a parent. But they want to force us to give birth.
In a statement to billboards, Lotto says she wants to use her platform to push for things she is passionate about. That includes bashing pro-life laws and calling for the death of innocent children on a widespread scale. It's sad that Lotto thinks that becoming the poster child for Planned Parenthood is going to help women like her. In the span of this 30-second ad, as she tells people to give the Planned Parenthood cash cow more money, she's actually ending the lives of millions of babies. Let's keep exposing Planned Parenthood as the killing industry it is, and pray for Lotto's conversion.
See, somebody can put her up to that because she only 23 years old. She don't know nothing about that. She don't know the history behind Planned Parenthood. So they just going off what socially somebody probably put some politician or somebody she knows that probably put a little bug in her ear or whatever, get a little pull up or some shit talking about taking women's rights away what's the name, to be pregnant or to have abortion, because first of all, it's a misnomer because you are here because what? She here because of what?
No, let me finish, man. Hold on, man. Hold on, Shaq. I got some more for you. Let me go by these names, right? Let me go by the names.
Take it slow. We're going to look at that.
No.
She here because of what, Frank?
Shit, man. Shit, her raggedy ass being born, man, you know?
So y'all trying to do, and for number reason, it's a misnomer talking about abortion because you have a right to not to get pregnant. Why are we not telling them not get pregnant? Ways of not getting pregnant. The fetus once you get pregnant. Why are we not telling them how not to get pregnant? If you don't want to be able, that's fine. You have a right to do. You already got that right. You got a right. Your choice is not to choose to have what? Unprotected sex or take the precautions where you don't get pregnant.
Now, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute, Shaq, because this ties into the woman king. Okay, I'm about to course. But let me
take it slow. Hold on. Take it slow. Because people don't really hear it from this view. Right? Some of these people want to be out here and just have regular sex, right? And don't want to have responsibility for the outcome of having regular sex. Because initially, the ability to have sex was what?
To have a
To
child.
procreate. To have a child. But that's cool. But if you don't want to be a father or mother, the easiest thing you can do is what? Not get somebody pregnant or not impregnate somebody.
Mm.
You don't have to get somebody pregnant as a man and force her to have abortion or make her have a miscarriage or whatever, or for the woman or the female on the other side. You are not forced to have the baby. You're not forced to not to get pregnant, right? It's precautions you can take not to get pregnant. Not get pregnant and then have abortion. That's a whole nother cycle that your body got to go through. And we talking about mental health and we talking about bipolarism and all this stuff. And I think all that has to do with, that's a lot of trauma that the body has to go through. That they don't talk about. We need more women that's stepping up and talking about these issues and how the trauma they went through when they went through abortion or a miscarriage or something, right? And then tell to the young women, they don't have. See, that's right. They don't have any guidance. They don't have no old elder women, and they're not even trying to listen to some of the elder women that's telling them, baby girl, you're not supposed to be giving your goods away all like that, and that's messing your body. That's messing you up if you have a baby and then you want to have abortion. Because you got to deal with that psychological shit. You got to deal like what comes after that, the dreams and shit that come after having an abortion, and all the trauma that come after that.
Let me let Taraji
Because
talk.
you're killing a life.
Let me
Okay.
let Taraji talk. She on the Woman King too. They all over the place. Hey, wait.
Y'all, we have to talk about abortion. I know we don't often go there. But abortion is one of those words folks sometimes say in a whisper, if we say it at all. But if we don't talk about abortion, we're going to lose the right to it. And that's a problem, a huge problem. If you're anything like me, you don't want politicians all up in your uterus deciding what you can and cannot do with our bodies and making decisions about our families for us. Let's say you know someone who doesn't see this as a fundamental right. Someone who's not sure how they feel about abortion. Just hit them with some facts. Like 80% of people want abortion to be safe and to be legal. Rewind that. I said 80% of Americans feel like you and me. So why does a small group of loud, judgy people get to decide what to do with our own damn bodies? And I'm not feeling that. There's a lot of misinformation out there about abortion. Some people don't know that abortion is really common and safe. 40% of abortions are now completed at home with a 2-pill combo. And 1 in 4 women have had an abortion. That part, okay?
Damn.
There's a good chance that one of y'all has had an abortion. And we got to talk about this. There's way too much shame and stigma around abortion. And I'm over it. Real facts. We all deserve to own our own bodies and decide the course of our own lives. That means we all deserve access to abortion if we need it. So when you talk about abortion, maybe you share your own story. Maybe you remind folks that decisions about health care are personal and should be between the patient and the doctor, not politicians. Maybe you say you won't tolerate someone else making personal decisions for you or the people you love. But we got to talk about it with a quickness, because as we speak all across the country, politicians are trying to end our ability to access abortion. It's up to us to start conversations, share our stories, and say, hell no, take your bans off our bodies. Find out more at bansoffourbodies.org.
Okay, look. So look, okay.
Wow.
Look, check this out, man. Okay, man. See, this is the thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man. This is just so-called black women doing this, right? They ain't got no white women doing this. But see, I thought this is. But see, the crazy thing about it is this affects this low key more. Okay, so my thing is, if more white women, like they say,
Now,
and
Frank,
more white women.
Let me correct you one second. 1 second. I'm gonna let you go. Now they got us on the PSA, the television commercials, right? and all that, the PSA.
Mm-hmm.
The white women be at the abortion rally. See, they be out on the ground. We just daggone got the kids. You know, a lot of us going out on the street to protest nothing.
That's a good point. That's a good
Ain't
point.
gonna be that black women out there protesting no damn boy. They gonna show you the PSA on
Man,
the
we
TV.
But the thing is, but see, my thing is, if there's, you're right though. But my thing is, if there's more of them getting abortions, and that's like they say, then why are they not doing the commercials? Why are they not? You know what I'm saying? But like you said, they are boots on the ground. But see, why are there? This is a good point. Why are their celebrities not coming in? You see what I'm saying? And going against abortions. Why are their celebrities not doing that? But ours are. You see what I'm saying? And see, but see, you know why? Because they know psychologically we're stuck, and they know psychologically that we, you know what I'm saying? When it comes down to these celebrities, man, we really idol worship these people.
Wait, now, Frank, hold on for a minute. Let me throw something out there. Because me and Chak was tripping on this video because Chak, she said 1 in 4 had abortion. That's still 25. That's only 25%. So that means 75% of the country hasn't had one. That's the first part. Let's get that right. All right. Number 2, 80% of people agree. So why are you worried about this
That's a
small
lie.
minority? I know she lied. Where is the data for that? Where is your statistics?
Who signed up for that?
Prove it.
Because if there wasn't, if that was 80%, there wouldn't be no big pro-life movement.
Something wrong.
It's a damn lie.
We're sick.
And you're right. But see, they wouldn't run these campaigns, bring all these foundations, which you know they're getting paid by somebody to do them, because you ain't got when it come to proper child care and parenting, they ain't putting no money up. These celebrities ain't putting no money up for that.
Did Taraji got
More
any
women that
children?
want to get pregnant and have proper health care,
Did Taraji got any
right?
children?
Bring it in.
Let me look it up. Let me look it up right now.
You can see if she got any children. Because there's a whole lot of these women ain't got no children to be talking.
Exactly.
I have a point. If you ain't got no children, you need to shut the fuck up. Because you trying to put that on a lot of people that a lot of people don't agree to that. And why are y'all being the damn? Why are our women being the damn poster children for a lot of this dumb shit? Because every woman in the world, you don't grow without having a family. Like, you call yourself black, or black Americans with a black wealth. Your wealth is the family. If you're not procreating, you're not growing. You just stagnated. So we're gonna be stagnated because you got people with this mindset that you don't want to have procreate with somebody to have a baby, because I have children. This is your prerogative not. If you don't have to have children. Well, I'm gonna say it again. Take precautions and not even getting pregnant. To even have to go through the process of having an abortion. What's wrong with that? If you want to have just free sex and just you want to be free, your free body, but it's a mighty funny thing when y'all choose not or to have the baby. Then that's when the father comes in. That's when the father that's when he come in. He don't have no choice in that decision whether you give birth or not, right? It's all woman's choice. Oh, it's her body, her choice. But as soon as that baby is here, then all of a sudden you want to come looking for a father to attach to the baby and get some type of monetary gain off of it. Not all, but some. Right?
I got one more video and I'm gonna let it go. All right, I'm gonna get off it in this last video about these crazy. All right.
Let's bring in Kelly Robinson. She is the executive director of the Planned Parenthood Action Fund. Kelly, what does this really mean?
This is devastating. The courts have failed this country. The courts have failed women and pregnant people all over this country. I have to remind you, there's no state in this country where banning abortion is popular. 80% of people are with us on this issue. And the court, this is not the people's court. This is a devastating moment where people are scared, they are afraid, and Planned Parenthood will be here to support them in finding care in any way we possibly can. But this moment is dark and it's devastating.
What does it mean in certain states? How will you see the impact for Planned Parenthood?
The impact is going to be immediate. There are 13 states that will ban abortion immediately. And 26 states over the course of the next couple of months will ban access to abortion care. That's hundreds of thousands of people that will be impacted each year, 15 to 20,000 people per month that we need to make sure are finding access to care a different way. And the problem is we've already seen this play out in places like Texas and Oklahoma that have fundamentally banned access. In those states, we are seeing people have to travel across state lines, travel hundreds of miles. We're seeing them have to find solutions for their healthcare needs outside of the traditional system, or at worst, be forced to carry their pregnancies to term. This is not the America we were promised. This is not the interest of the people.
And we are looking.
Chak, that word again, that 80% thing they keep throwing out there, 80%. 80% of people agree with us, 80%. See, they keep on putting it out, 80%, 80%.
That's a lot. That's a lot because, hold on, if 80% agree with it, then why you got so many babies being delivered a year then? They lie. That's a damn lie. That's a lie, man, right there, man. Motherfuckers still having babies, dude. We just got these nuts that want to play this political game and find something to talk about for us this election coming up, because they only talk about this stuff when it's election time. It's never no follow up and sit down and have a conversation on both ends, because you have a right to make these claims, but just as you have a right to say your body, your choice, people have a right to say pro-life. If you got a right to say pro-choice, the other women and men have the right to say pro-life. We pro-life. We pro-life. We don't believe in deleting life the way y'all believe in abortion and shit. You talking about child death and shit. Y'all coercing. Y'all got pretty much, these people pretty much want the license to kill, because that's what you're doing. You're getting the license to kill with impunity. So you acting just like the damn police officers and shit. I heard killing your child and babies with the license with impunity. Damn, that's some psychology for your ass. When you got women, I don't even really hear women on the streets talking about having an abortion. It used to be shameful for you just to have to go have an abortion. It was shameful because it was something that was not normal. Having an abortion is not a normal act. That's abnormal. Now that's different between having stillbirth and having what else? What is stillbirth and what's the other word? Miscarriage. But having actually somebody going in and actually physically, you took the opportunity to go and have somebody physically delete your baby out of your body. That's abnormal. But we have made a certain group of people have made it normal to have abortions. That's not normal. Globally, it's not normal globally around the world. Certain places in the UK and in Africa, that stuff is illegal to have. I mean, it's not illegal to have abortion. Under extreme measures, like I said, if there's a danger of the child or a danger of the mother, extreme measures. Now, I would say don't be extreme and say, I want to have the right to have abortion. It should be definitely measures taking place. Like say, hey, if you got health complications where you can't carry the baby the full length, maybe your uterus is not something wrong, or you don't have I don't know. But it's just a shame that you got celebrity women out here, black women out here that's promoting this abortion shit instead of telling these young girls how not to get pregnant, telling young boys how not to get them pregnant. If you don't want the child, just don't ejaculate in her, or don't let him ejaculate in you, or you know what I mean?
This is why I tied to
What's
the
wrong about that?
movie, because Taraji P. Henson was also. I think Taraji P. Henson and others were buying tickets to go see the movie. So this is how you get this twisted propaganda. You want to see this type of crap, and then you got people that believe this stuff. That's part of the whole agenda. Now, another agenda that happened was that Nord Stream 2 pipeline that got exploded in Russia, which could cause Europe to go into dock. Actually, Putin called globalist Satan. Don't know who blew it, but somebody did it. Yeah, tape of Biden saying all that. But let's talk about something they've been talking about a lot lately called climate change. I know you heard that word climate change. Oh, the climate's changing, you know, all that other stuff. Oh my God.
This is a Fox News alert. Hurricane Ian, as we have told you, has crushed.
Hold on. I just thought about it. Naturally, climate's gonna change on. Wow, boy, they be spinning the hell out of us, Frank. Climate is gonna change. It changes every season.
Damn.
Oh, they bogus, boy. They bogus.
That's a good point.
They bogus, nigga. Climate big change.
Shit, the climate changes, nigga. When the season change, right? We're crazy, man. See, something's wrong with it. I told you it's insanity, man. Dude, we really repeating it, and we're doing it from a 365 days a year, spectrum and shit, man. We really repeating the same thing, and we really think something different's gonna happen. You see what I'm saying? It's like, and see, we're doing it, you know what I'm saying, through vicariously, like through this, through politics, like, and then we do it vicariously through religion. You see what I'm saying? Oh man, Jesus is gonna come down. He gonna do this and that and this and that. We're really stuck on that, man. They really got us psychologically, man, by the balls when it comes down to this. But I want to go back real quick before we hit the climate change thing. She talking about with the abortion thing. She talking about you know what I'm saying? She talking about 80%, but how is it 80%? You know what I'm saying? Where, like you just said, most people are having babies, right? And where's she getting my thing is, where's she getting the data from? You know what I'm saying? Where's she getting? And this
Nick
is like,
Cannon just had his knife. But obviously, them women love to have babies.
But see, and the thing is, how is it 80% when the states are deciding? Not every state. She's a liar. Not every state is against abortions. In the states, a lot of these states aren't even saying, "Oh, we're against it," totally like that. They're still letting them fucking with the certain conditions like the rape and incest. But my thing is this, like I said on the other show, they talk about rape. You know what I'm saying? How come why is death never on the table for the rapist? Why is it always on the table for the baby? You see how we do? You see that? You see that? Damn, dude. We see it's we get desensitized and shit by this type of stuff, man. And this is where Edward Bernays, this is the public relations right here, dude. They use this, the media and all this, and you know what I'm saying, to gaslight us, and to really, you know what I'm saying, to run this and ram this shit home. You see what I'm saying, through our thick skulls. You know what I'm saying? We crazy, dude. That's like I said, like I always say, it's kind of on us. We're not doing nothing about this shit. It's like we're kind of like looking into this stuff like entertainment, like. You see what I'm saying? And even how come death's never on the table for the person that does the incest? You know what I'm saying? We're full of it, dude. We're full of it. Yeah, we're full of it, man. And this is another thing. What happened back in the 90s? They used to push like a mug, man. They used to push the contraceptives, and they used to push the birth control. And then in the 2000s or early 2000s, they was pushing the birth control with the shot. You know what I'm saying? I know you hear you mess with bras. They're like, oh, I got bigger, man. I got bigger because I'm on this birth control, whatever, man. Yeah, this birth control. You got family members. All this birth control made me gain weight, and they was pushing the. You see how they do it slowly. They usher in more fuckery, man. You see what I'm saying? More evil. Before it was contraceptives, it was birth control. Now it's straight up abortions. You see how they do that, man? These people, dude, they driving it home, man.
I really don't believe it's that many women that want to have abortion. Like these women, if you do now, don't get it twisted between you don't want to be a mother, you don't want to have children, and bunch that into having an abortion. No, just don't get pregnant. That's easy. You don't have to be a mother. Just don't get pregnant. Ooh. So you telling these young girls, young women, telling women to go get pregnant and then get aborted. No, just tell them options and ways for them not to get pregnant, so they don't have to go through that trauma of going through an abortion. Whether it's by a professional or not, it's still gonna be trauma. They need to sit down and talk to women And we need to have a seminar where they talk to women that went to those abortion clinics, and the outcome of it was when they went and had those had their fetuses aborted, their babies aborted. Instead of just giving this broad stroke of saying, oh, 80% of women, 80% of people want abortion. They want it off the media. Some of them people are just going off what the media saying about abortion.
That's
Most of the
only
people
with
who
who they
actually had
polling.
it.
That's only with who they polling.
Huh?
That's only with who they polling.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that too, because there's a good amount of come on, let's keep it real. A lot of these white or so-called white, European, them people, a lot of them are Republicans, man. So okay, let's just put it like this. Let's just the percentage of white people, right? White women in the country, aren't they supposed to be the majority of us? Even though that might be some bullshit, but there's supposed to be more of us in this country than Mexicans, blacks, everybody, whatever. So the thing is, okay, let's put the statistics in a percentage of white
Hispanic not aborting children like that.
That's what I'm saying. White Republican females, they're not. We already know they're not down for that shit. You see what I'm saying? And then okay, let's put it like this. Other people groups that come to this country, the damn Mexicans, they don't abort like that. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, what percentage is she talking about? The 80%. What is she talking about? She talking about 80% of these women in this country are not Democrats. How much you want to make a bet? They are not Democrats. So who is she talking about?
Did she say 80% women or 80% people?
She said women, dude.
No, she said people.
Oh, people.
She said people. So that puts men and women in the same. That's how you.
But
there are some men out there that don't want to have children. That don't want to have children, right?
True. But
right?
then that's called child support.
Well, because it's unfair. Because it's not fair to the father. To be honest, now we're not talking about the guys that don't. It's not really fair to the father. It's not even geared toward the father. The father has no say so, because if for years it's always been the mother always had the majority say so, whether she control her body, whether she want to have the child or not, whether she have the child and put it up for adoption. Now, see, that's something we don't ever talk about. When some of these women have children or have the baby, if they don't want that baby, they go through the full term and have them deliver, and then someone put it from adoption for whatever reason. Maybe the father wasn't there, or they didn't have enough. They didn't have no financial backing. Didn't have no help. But in some of those situations, some of the fathers is not included in that decision either after the baby's been born. It's often put up in adoption. If you don't want to adopt, just give it to. It's the father. Don't give it to him. It's his. The baby his too. Let him be the custodial parent then, or one of his family members. Why we can't as adults sit down and have these conversations outside the politics and the bullshit that's in the media? Why we can't have these and sit down and say, you know what, this is best for the family. This is da da da. Why we letting these politicians predict? And when they ain't the politicians, it's really just this social study that they doing on us. But that's what they doing. Then they got us believing got people believing that everybody want to have abortion.
All right, let me. Yeah, you're right about that. That's a good reason for 40 points right there. Let me bring this up. Why? Daggone, forget it. Yeah, you're right in fact about climate change too. So hold on for a minute.
Have no power. This is a catastrophe. It's a national disaster. People will certainly be killed because of it. And under circumstances like that, decent people put politics aside for a moment because they're not ghouls. They realize some things, like life and death, are more important than politics. They don't give political sermons at funerals, for example. But on MSNBC, there's no reason to abide by the basic standards of decency. So today, that channel invited former Missouri Senator Claire McCaskill to deliver a sermon to everyone stuck without power in Florida facing death. And that message was, stop complaining about Joe Biden, serfs.
When it's all over, I hope some of those Floridians who hate the federal government remember that the federal government is there for them at a time of disaster.
Absolutely. Can you imagine lecturing people who are cowering in their houses, trying not to get killed? No decency, no shame. None of them have any shame or any decency. Over at CNN, Don Lemon repeatedly tried to link the hurricane to climate change. It's the first hurricane ever.
Sorry, nigga Don
That's
Lemon.
when his guest, Jamie Rome, shut him down because unlike Don Lemon, Jamie Rome knows what he's talking about. He's the director of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration Hurricane Center. Watch this exchange.
Can you tell us what this is and what effect climate change has on this phenomenon?
Well, we can come back and talk about climate change at a later time. I want to focus on the here and now.
Listen, I'm just trying to get there. You said you want to talk about climate change, but what effect does climate change have on this phenomenon that is happening now? Because it seems these storms are intensifying. That's the question.
I don't think you can link climate change to any one event.
Okay.
On the
well, listen, I grew up there, and these storms are intensifying. Something is intensifying.
Where he grew up? Hold on, Frank. Where he grew up?
The Democratic Party in the middle of a humanitarian disaster. Most people don't think that way. But Senator Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota certainly does. She announced on television that only if we had given her a lot more power, hurricanes wouldn't happen, because it turns out that Amy Klobuchar and her friends control the weather if only you vote for them.
We just did something about climate change for the first time in decades. That's why we've got to win this as that hurricane bears down on Florida. We got to win in the midterms.
So that's someone you would not hire as your executive assistant because she's too incompetent. No one wants to work for her because she screams at her staff. And yet that person is claiming supernatural powers. If you just give me more power, I can control the weather. And she's saying this as people are literally dying. So we thought, well, it might be worth finding out how this works. So we called Amy Klobuchar's office today and asked her to come on to explain specifically how she would have taken control of the weather and prevented Hurricane Ian. How would you have done it? Here's full power, full funding, Amy Klobuchar. Tell us how you would have stopped the hurricane. Weirdly, she didn't respond, but she's always welcome on this show to tell us how she's in charge of the weather. What do you think, you're God or something? This is these people. Subscribe to the Fox News YouTube channel to catch our...
That's some crazy stuff, ain't it, man?
So he got debunked. He got debunked on his own channel.
Yeah. You know, he got debunked by that lady from England, too, a couple weeks ago when the Queen died, or whoever that lady was that told him about reparations. He got clowned a couple times, actually.
You talking about, they call that boy Don, what do you call it, Don Lemon. Lemon.
But look, the thing is that this motherfucker, you know, the thing is about this dude, man, they just got him on, they just got cats like that on there just because he's a gay black dude, you know what I'm saying, on CNN, in my opinion, you feel me? And that, you know, that probably appears to their little audience, their little core base, you know what I'm saying? That, I think I would say that makes sense to me, you know what I'm saying? That dude is, I mean, these people, like Eldrick said, I believe that, man. I think they do make up stuff as they go along to get views. You know what I'm saying? To get ratings and stuff like that, man. You know.
Yeah, you're going to try to ask this man about climate change. He said, well, let's not talk about climate change. It's a disaster down here. Talk about what's going on down here. And you want to talk about climate change like y'all, like y'all got superpower to stop the motherfucking hurricane from hitting. It's going to hit. Come on, man. Man, this type of disaster has been happening all through our history, man. Tsunamis down there, over there in Asia and shit, and the Philippines. We get tornadoes. I mean, it's Tornado Alley. I mean, the Midwest is the Tornado Alley. Like, tornadoes always go through there and tear up stuff in the Midwest because it's flat land. You know what I mean? I mean, climate change, really? Is that climate change? That means there would be hurricanes in abnormal places, tornadoes in abnormal places.
Good point.
That wouldn't even be climate change, because climate change is what it is. The climate is what? Scheduled to change, right? If the Earth is spinning like it's supposed to, climate change would be we ain't getting these certain things in the seasons that they're supposed to get. The climate is gonna change, fool. They might be want to say, they might need to change their title or their name, what they use, because they overusing the phrase climate change. If anything, they can say the ecosystem may be changing. Climate change? I don't know about that. That's. I thought that was something natural to happen.
Yeah, because different climates have different you know what I'm saying, different weather anyway, though. That's why it's different climate. That's why we call them climates. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, over in the deserts. Yeah.
Damn, man. Like, honestly, this stuff, I mean, I can see little kids, you know, this going over little kids' heads and shit. But grown-ass people, man, I mean, I can see why other countries clown us and they think a lot of people from this country stupid and shit. You know what I'm saying? I can see why. It makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I would think the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Motherfuckers spend too much in debt. And they be talking all the stuff black, but this country is in debt. Like we not in control of the spending debt in this damn country. Then they lie, you got the spending debt down. When? I thought y'all been in debt.
Would you say the women? Yeah, like how these women try to say, "Oh man, I want you know, y'all black men is this and this and that, and you know, y'all black man can't, you know what I'm saying, don't got this money, y'all broke." Man, this country motherfucking broke. Hello.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This country, you know, so I mean, I don't, you know, oh, you're conquered. No, we're actually not conquered. Even the regular white motherfuckers conquered, dude. Even the regular white motherfucker. The regular white motherfucker and us, or they're doing a little better than us. But we're still, like you said, we can't help the fact that the debt, you know what I'm saying? We can't help the fact that this country been sold us out since the 1800s. We can't, you know, help the fact that they, you know what I'm saying, they sold us out again in the early 1900s with the Federal Reserve.
Let me play one little excerpt. Because daggone Don Lemon, like I said, or Lemonade got really blasted. But listen to this nutbag right here, too.
Of The View, from The View, with Joy Behar, where she's coming out with some sideways comments about Governor Ron DeSantis.
We can't see it. We can't see it, but
Governor DeSantis about climate change. Quote, "I am not in the pews of the church of the global warming leftists. This is what he thinks about climate change. And now he's getting hit with one of the worst hurricanes that has ever
This is so ridiculous on so many different levels. It's been an extremely quiet year.
And then the first sign of a hurricane that's going to come and hit land, and you also have climate change. Why would we attribute this hurricane to climate change when the weather's just doing exactly what the weather does, what the weather always does? This is the thing that I can't stand about these climate change nut jobs, is that any sign of literally anything, they say that it's because of climate change. It makes zero fucking sense. Now, as far as hurricanes go, there have been 4 hurricanes so far in 2020, okay? 2 of which have reached major hurricane intensity. So that means category 3, 4, or 5, okay? Now, comparing the number of hurricanes that made landfall in the U.S. going back to 2000, the numbers don't seem to fluctuate too drastically. They actually average out at 2.05 hurricanes per year since the year 2000. And then, if you look at this chart dating back to 1851, it actually looks like the total number of hurricanes stays pretty steady with each passing decade. If anything, there might be a possible slight decrease in total number of hurricanes. And then another big one, everybody's been saying that Hurricane Ian is the 5th strongest hurricane ever to hit the United States. Okay, yeah, that's true. That is true. But something that you don't hear people saying included with that message is that Hurricane Ian is in an 8-way tie for the 5th strongest storm ever to hit the U.S. That means 8 other storms were at equal intensity as Ian, tied for 5th place. Okay, so that's kind of a lot of storms. So as far as storms go in the weather community, this is not as uncommon as they really want you to think. And then on top of it, Hurricane Ian is the 9th category 4 or 5 storm to hit the U.S. since 1972. That's 50 years. There's only been 9 category 4 or 5 storms to hit the U.S. 50 years. So when people like Joy Behar on The View and Don Lemon on CNN try to make these absurd, ridiculous correlations between climate change and storms like Hurricane Ian,
this data just goes to prove why they're just completely blowing smoke, because we have storms of equal capacity, equal intensity, dating back to 1856 and spreading throughout the 1800s and 1900s and coming into the 2000s. So I'm not downplaying how bad the storm was. It was a terrible storm, but there are other terrible storms. There always have been terrible storms, and there always will be terrible storms. Okay? Don't listen to these bozos and all this climate change
nonsense that they want to try to push. It's all a bunch of malarkey. It's Guido talk.
Like the man told you, ain't nothing but a bunch of malarkey.
Malarkey.
Bunch of nut jobs. It is what it is. I'm just showing you, Chak, like I said, I was coming on to show you they getting paid on climate change with solar panel stuff. We getting played. I would like to say this. I'm glad y'all came on tonight. Daggone. It's a rainy night over here on the East Coast, but it is what it is. It's raining all day. I ain't calling it climate change. I'm just calling it rain. That's all I'm calling it. It's fall. Okay? That's what happens. The season changing. So that's the climate. So Chak, you all right. This is climate change when the season change. Not because of some lunatics telling you that it's climate change and you gotta give up you gotta get an electric car and you gotta get this and you gotta get that. We gotta save the planet by reducing the carbon footprint. Well, one thing about it, and I just gotta say this before I go. If they reduce the carbon footprint, our bodies are made of carbon. So if you
talk about it.
If you erase the carbon footprint, that means you working on an extinction experiment.
There you go. There you go.
So just remember that. Frank,
you are the original carbon people.
Bill Gates
Matter
had
of fact.
Innovating to zero.
Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, this life don't exist without we can't exist without each other. Like with us copper carbon people, because we emit carbon, right? Our bodies has carbon in it. Carbon, what is it? Dioxide? Is that the one that our body release?
Yes.
Is dioxide?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's supposed to release that out your body, right? And it goes into the air and whatever. And the trees, see, they're not talking about why we having some of these other problems with the atmosphere, is because they cut down a lot of trees and they cut down a lot of vegetation. All that stuff, it sucks that up and recycle. We have our creator made this planet, this ecosystem well. We have our own recycle system, right? The carbon comes out of us, whatever. Any other toxic, even some of these toxic plants, it goes into there, and the trees sucks that up and turns that into oxygen. You know what I'm saying? To push oxygen back out. But if you cutting the trees down and that carbon just being in the air, yeah, you're gonna have to find a way to reduce it, because it's not getting reduced naturally. Now you got to artificially try to figure out how to reduce or get rid of the excess carbon, that's carbon buildup that's in the ozone that's building up. But they think people are strictly I don't know, maybe some of us are on some type of mind control spell.
Maybe going off the mind for
in the water got us on the mind control. We all Manchurian candidates to a certain extent.
Yes, sir. Well, that's pretty much all I had to tell you. So it is what it is. Frank, what you got, man? Crazy stuff, ain't it, man? We living with crazy stuff, ain't it, Frank?
Oh man, yeah, man. But that's a good point how you said it, Bishop. What's going on, man? But that's crazy how you just said that. How you just broke that down, man. That's a good point, man. You know what I'm saying? We're carbon beings, so you know for them to try to talk about trying to get rid of carbon, emissions as much as possible and all that. like you said, that is some kind of extinction event, man. We don't break it down like that though, man. You know what I'm saying? Because most people, we got so much distractions. Like I said, we got Love and Hip Hop. We got TikTok. TikTok is really, that shit is real bad. That's real bad. And little do you know, the TikTok algorithms is way different in China than it is in the United States for a reason. They give us the bullshit, and they give the Chinese, they give them the, informative, educational shit.
Yep. Well, let me say this. Hey, Bishop, how you doing? Let me say this. Well, let me put out my information. I'm going to do it right now. I'm about to wrap up. Daggone. They got to get up early, but it's okay. So, QBDmedia.com, 91121, QBDfitness.com, Rod Johnson Facebook, QBD Fitness 32, $1919, BJ Cash App, Twitter, 1987, BJ1, and what's another guy for the bill? That's okay. But yeah, like I just said, just keep it up, guys. We're running the home stretch. So we gotta get our stuff in order. I'm gonna say could be an EMP attack. I don't know. Even talking about blackouts. My phone ain't working that well lately. Shaq phone ain't working that well lately. He's having signals. Point it out there.
All right. So you shout out. Okay. So yeah, man. So good looking out again for letting me come on this bad boy. You know what I'm saying? Express my my minds and my opinions and stuff like that, man. You know, actually my facts too, because it's not no beliefs that we talking right here. This is actual fact. But yeah. So man, appreciate it again, man.
Like assholes, everybody got one, huh?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So good looking out again for letting me come on, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, you all could hit me up on XX Frank Nitty XX on YouTube, man. Go on and tap in with your boy, man, and get me on Instagram, Frank Jones 8115, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, hit me up, man, and see what's going on, man. You know what I'm saying? Build with your boy, man.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Shaq.
Yeah, man. I always gotta say salute to you brothers for coming on, man, and I guess dropping the information that y'all dropped and giving your POVs, the facts, and trying to take some type, because this is a form of leadership. Like, you know what I mean? Like, whether we on this platform talking and we trying to steer this ship back on the right course, you know what I mean? One platform, one voice at a time, you know what I mean? So I got to salute any and everyone that's putting information out there for the people. Huh?
POV, and this is not the view to talk. And matter of fact, the view actually telling you that's their view, but that's just propaganda.
That's a good point.
It says the view. Shit. The view. But yeah, you can catch me on the gram, man, at CLE Smooth 81, Facebook, Shaq Edwards on Facebook. And just tap in with me, man. Shit, sometimes I might want to do live videos. Sometimes you catch me on Facebook, Rambler. You know what I mean? Ren and Raven on Facebook or Instagram. So go check me out. Go like some of my videos on the gram. You know what I mean? Share them out, because there's definitely some information in there that I talk about. Anything that I learn, I bring to any platform and talk about it, because I do believe it's our duty as human beings, man and woman, male and female.
Let me say something to Frank that we forgot to mention. Frank, you was on my show last week in the chat, and we were talking about Cynthia G with that Umar Johnson thing one time, right?
Yeah.
But you realize that lady Tiffany Cross called out Kevin Samuels, and like you said, called him out a dead man. Ain't that sad?
Damn, they got to keep going at him, man. They got to keep. See, that's the thing too. This is the gaslight to see. This is to keep the division going between us black women and the so-called black men. So you got to keep the gaslighting going between us or Kevin Samuels. So to keep these black women on the media and on the social media talking bad about him. See what I'm saying?
They brought him up on a news program, though.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy, dude. That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, it's a 2-point theory, man. You know what I'm saying? That's that thing to where, you know what I'm saying, the mainstream media is going to report something, and then, you know, I mean, the propaganda type stuff, and then, you know, the social media goes on and copies and it reports the same thing. So, I mean, that's they had to man, that's so desperate. It's such they're desperate, man. They're running for the hills right now, man. And I'm seeing commercials out here in California talk about vote for Stacey Abrams, man. Stacey Abrams commercials way out here in California. I'm like, wow, okay, I see what they on. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
she
man.
She have no agenda for her constituents. My bad, Frank. She have no agenda for her constituents. Now she's trying to file claims against that she was
Yeah, but she lost.
I don't know, some voter fraud or some shit.
She lost that.
The judge turned it down. He said, no, that wasn't that now. You lost. Shit.
Well, just put it out there. So, in the words of Chak, he said Kevin Samuels come back.
Kevin Samuels come back. Damn right.
Hey, look. Hey, look. Well, unfortunately, I ain't never heard nobody dying and coming back from the dead. So, but in spirit, if you want to say Kevin Samuels come back, Kevin Samuels come back. Person than me, I'm gonna get going. But guess what? It is what it is. Hey, look, daggone, because really, to tell you the truth, in all honesty, it's a whole lot of Kevin Samuels in the new, well, the old black men, because daggone, and some of the new ones. So don't be ashamed to talk about him if you want to. That is your prerogative and your right to talk about him. See, I ain't got time to do with Tiffany Cross doing all that stuff. But if you ain't like the information, just leave it alone. I ain't about censoring nobody. Censorship is for cowards.
Right. That's it.
Censorship for cowards and people that want to debate with you. So, yeah, like I said, Tiffany Cross wanted to debate Kevin Samuels while he was alive. She should have did it. But obviously, she ain't that much fun. So it is what it is.
Man, yep.
Well, a lot of people is cowards. They don't want to hear the truth. They only want to tell their point of view, not the truth.
Yes, sir. Well, with that being said, we all put out intriguing points of view tonight. We are not the view. We're trying to give you the facts, so maybe we can correct some of these acts. But unfortunately, time is an essence, and we're gonna tell you the truth. Like Chak say, all hands on deck, and we don't have a lot of time. So get ready. It's October 3rd, 2022, and the year's almost over. So, but hey, get right what you can right now. Because hey, like I said, could be a lot of things in the dark. But y'all take your time, because we still got to bring light to the situation all the time. So y'all take your time.
All right, man. Peace.
All right, y'all. Peace out, bro.
Yes, sir.